Listen up, you are not here to settle for less than what you truly deserve. If you're stuck in a situation where a man no longer values you, then it's time to shift the energy and turn the page. You are not his backup option. You are not a consolation prize. You are a force, a powerful being who deserves respect, love, and everything you've ever dreamed of. So let's break the chains of emotional attachment that have been holding you. Pain is not love. It's a signal, it's a message from your soul telling you that something isn't right. So why do we so often confuse emotional pain with love? Because we are taught to believe that love is supposed to hurt sometimes, that real love means putting up with suffering. But let's get this clear right now. True love, genuine love, does not come with endless pain. Pain is not a test of love. It's a test of your self-worth. If you've been giving your energy to someone who no longer values you, you need to hear this loud and clear. You deserve so much more. The first step in emotionally detaching is recognizing your worth. Understand this, your value is not determined by how he treats you. So often we tie our sense of self to the actions and approval of others, but your value is inherent. You are powerful, whole, and deserving of love that lifts you up, not drags you down. When you let someone's indifference define your worth, you're giving away your power. It's time to stop measuring your worth based on his words or actions. Look in the mirror and see the person who has survived everything that life has thrown at you. That person is strong, capable, and deserving of someone who sees their worth clearly. You are enough, with or without him. Once you internalize that, you will be able to shift your perspective and realize that you are in control of your own happiness. Now let's talk about cutting off the emotional supply. This doesn't just mean ending the relationship, it means stopping the emotional feeding cycle. Each time you reach out, wait for a text, or wonder why he's not giving you what you need, you are prolonging the agony. You're staying emotionally hooked, feeding into his disregard. Why continue giving your energy to someone who doesn't appreciate? By cutting emotional ties, you take back control of your energy. The silence is where healing begins. You deserve a connection that is reciprocal, not one where you constantly feel like you're chasing after someone who isn't fully present. When you cut that emotional supply, the next crucial step is to focus on self-love. It's time to make you the priority. So often we pour all our attention, care, and energy into someone else, neglecting our own needs. But to emotionally detach, you need to replenish your own cup first. Focus on things that bring you joy, things that make your heart race with excitement. Rediscover your passions, your hobbies, your goals that may have been sidelined for too long. Treat yourself with the kindness and respect you've been offering him. Invest in your well-being emotionally, physically, and mentally. When you shift your focus from him to yourself, you'll begin to feel the void he's left behind fill up with your own self-worth and strength. A major part of detaching emotionally is shifting your perspective. Pain, though it feels unbearable at the moment, is not here to destroy you. It's here to propel you forward. Think of it as a warning sign, like the check engine light on your car. It's telling you that something isn't working and needs attention. Use this pain as fuel for your personal growth. The heartbreak is an opportunity to rebuild, to strengthen the foundation of who you are and what you deserve. Instead of focusing on what he's not giving you, focus on what you can give yourself. Start building your life around things that matter to you, and you'll see that the pain begins to lose its power. It's time to take massive action. Emotional detachment is not something that will happen on its own. It requires consistent, conscious effort. Every single day you need to make a choice. Will you continue to give energy to someone who doesn't value you, or will you choose yourself? Every time you feel the urge to text, to check your phone, to wonder what he's doing, remind yourself that you are worth so much more than being left in limbo. Every step you take to focus on your own healing, every moment you invest in yourself, is a victory. Action is what drives change. And if you want to emotionally detach, you must take action daily. One of the most powerful things you can do is to embrace your personal power. You are not a passive bystander in your own life. You are the creator of your future. You have the ability to let go of what no longer serves you. When you detach emotionally from someone who doesn't value you, you create space for the right people, the right opportunities, and the right experiences to come into your life. It's not about finding someone else. It's about finding yourself again. The moment you start to embrace your power and reclaim your energy, you open the door to a life where you are the priority. The truth is, detaching emotionally from a man who no longer values you is not easy, but it's necessary, and it's one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. The pain you feel now is temporary, but the growth that will come from this experience will last forever. By letting go of someone who doesn't appreciate you, you make room for the love, respect, and happiness you've always deserved. The path to emotional detachment is not a rejection of love. It's a declaration of your self-worth. You are worth more than the scraps he's offering. So let go. Reclaim your tipping point for you. You are not powerless. In fact, you hold within you a well of untapped potential, one that could redefine everything in your life. But to access it, you must first believe in it. It's all too easy to look at the circumstances and feel as though life is out of control, as though things happen to her, not because of her. But here's the secret. She is the creator of her own story. When she fully understands and accepts her power, nothing can stop her. It's in the choices she makes, the actions she takes, and the mindset she cultivates. The most powerful thing she can do is shift from a place of passive acceptance to active creation. Too many people sit by, waiting for life to happen to them. But the truth is, life is not something that happens to her, it's something she shapes. Every decision, every action, every thought is a brushstroke on the canvas of her life. The moment she realizes this, her power begins to unfold. But embracing your power isn't just about feeling empowered for a moment. It's about owning it every single day. It's about waking up with the understanding that no matter what happens today, she has the strength to handle it. The world can be chaotic, people can disappoint, and circumstances can be challenging. But when she knows who she is and the power she holds, the world becomes a playground for her potential. So many people settle for less than what they deserve because they don't understand the magnitude of their power. They've been conditioned to believe they're too small, too weak, or not enough. But this conditioning is a lie. It's not reality. In truth, she is enough, exactly as she is. Her power has always been there. She simply needs to acknowledge it. This is the first step in the journey to embracing her true potential, recognizing that she is worthy of greatness. How often does she allow self-doubt to take the lead? How often does she shy away from opportunities because she doesn't believe she's capable? The truth is, she has everything she needs inside of her. There is no need to search for validation, approval, or permission from anyone else. She holds the key to her own success, and it's time for her to unlock that door. When she steps into her power, she becomes unstoppable, not because things are always easy, but because she knows she has the strength to face anything. It all begins with belief. What she believes about herself dictates how she shows up in the world. If she believes she's limited, if she believes she's not worthy, then she'll act in alignment with those beliefs. But when she shifts her mindset to one of strength, resilience, and capability, her actions will reflect that. It's a simple truth. She is what she believes. If she chooses to believe that she's powerful, courageous, and deserving of success, then every step she takes will align with those beliefs. The universe will respond to her with opportunities, connections, and resources. What she expects from herself is what the world will give her in return. But even the most powerful people face setbacks. The key isn't avoiding failure, it's how she responds to it. Failure doesn't diminish her power, it amplifies it. When she embraces failure as a lesson, she turns every setback into an opportunity to grow. Instead of viewing challenges as roadblocks, she sees them as stepping stones. Each mistake, each obstacle is a chance to build her strength, to refine her skills, and to move closer to the life she truly wants. The true measure of power isn't how many times she falls, it's how many times she gets back up. Every woman has moments when she feels uncertain, when she feels like the weight of the world is too much to bear, but in those moments, it's crucial to remind herself that she was born for this. She has faced hardship before, and she has overcome it. This is no different. The challenges she faces today are just a temporary part of her journey, and she has the power to navigate through them. It's in her nature to rise, to evolve, and to emerge even stronger than before. One of the greatest aspects of embracing your power is realizing that she is the architect of her own happiness. So many people spend their lives waiting for happiness to come from external sources, relationships, success, possessions. But the truth is, happiness comes from within. When she taps into her power, she takes full responsibility for her own joy. She doesn't wait for someone else to make her feel worthy or valued. She knows that she is the source of her own happiness, and she cultivates it from the inside out. When she steps into her full power, she becomes magnetic. People are drawn to her energy, to her confidence, and to the way she holds herself. She no longer seeks validation from others because she knows that she is enough. She is a force of nature, a powerful creator, and a fierce woman who will stop at nothing to achieve her dreams. Her power is limitless. It's not a fleeting moment of strength. It's a constant, ever-present force that she can tap into whenever she needs it. Once she embraces it fully, nothing in the world can take it away from her. She has the ability to shape her life, create her destiny, and become the woman she's always dreamed of. So, what are you waiting for? It's time to unlock your power and start living the life you were born to lead. It's easy to get stuck in the same cycle of pain and frustration when things aren't going the way you expected. When a relationship that once seemed promising crumbles, or when someone you cared for starts to treat you differently, it's natural to feel betrayed and confused. But here's the game-changing truth. Shifting your perspective is the key to unlocking your own peace and growth. The moment you change the way you see a situation is the moment you take back control of your life. Many people go through life seeing their challenges as obstacles that define them. They believe that the pain they feel is a permanent part of who they are. But pain doesn't have to be permanent. It's not the pain that shapes your future, it's how you choose to react to it. Instead of letting the hurt define you, shift your perspective to see it as an opportunity for growth. Pain, heartbreak, disappointment, it all carries a lesson, but only if you're willing to open your mind to a new way of thinking. Imagine how much easier life would feel if you could see every setback as a stepping stone to something better. Every disappointment is not a reflection of your worth, but a sign that something greater is coming your way. The key to moving forward is realizing that what you experience today is just a chapter, not the entire story. Life is not defined by a single moment, no matter how painful it may feel. When you shift your perspective, you stop seeing challenges as permanent roadblocks and start viewing them as opportunities for growth. It's all about reframing your mindset from victim to victor. When a relationship ends or someone you care about withdraws, the natural tendency is to take it personally. You may think, what did I do wrong? Why am I not good enough? But what if you could see this differently? What if you could shift your perspective to understand that it's not about you, it's about him and his own emotional landscape? Maybe he's not ready for the commitment you deserve, or perhaps he's struggling with his own issues. By recognizing that his actions are a reflection of him, not of your worth, you free yourself from the burden of self-doubt and pain. You can then let go of the need for answers or closure and choose to focus on what matters, your own growth and happiness. It's critical to realize that no one can dictate your happiness. It's easy to hand over control of your emotions to someone else, especially someone you love. But when you shift your perspective, you realize that you are the only one in charge of your emotions. No one can make you feel less than or unworthy unless you allow it. The true power lies in choosing how you respond to what happens around you. You get to decide whether the hurt will cripple you or whether it will push you forward. By shifting your perspective, you reclaim the ability to dictate your emotional state and begin to live life on your terms. When you decide to shift your perspective, it means seeing the world not as a series of unfair events or obstacles, but as a place filled with potential. Every experience, no matter how challenging, teaches you something about who you are and what you are capable of. The pain you feel today might just be the catalyst for a stronger, more resilient version of yourself tomorrow. You can choose to let the pain consume you, or you can choose to let it propel you toward a brighter future. It's all about how you frame the experience. Instead of asking, why me, ask, what can I learn from this? Or how can this make me better? In every situation, there is always something to gain, even if it's hard to see at first. When a relationship ends, you're not just losing a person. You're gaining a deeper understanding of what you truly need, what you value, and what you deserve. Instead of dwelling on the loss, ask yourself, what does this teach me about myself? When you shift your perspective in this way, the pain becomes part of your healing process, not the end of your story. This mindset shift doesn't just apply to relationships, it applies to every area of life. Whether you face challenges at work, with family, or within yourself, how you choose to see the situation determines how it impacts you. By changing your perspective, you can see the silver lining in any storm. You don't have to see yourself as a victim of circumstances. Instead, you can view yourself as a warrior who is capable of overcoming anything. It's time to stop seeing yourself as someone who is being punished by life and start seeing yourself as someone who is being prepared for greater things. When you shift your perspective, you stop feeling like a victim and start recognizing your own strength. You begin to realize that everything that has happened up until now has been setting you up for the next chapter of your life. This shift allows you to release the past and embrace the future with open arms. And this shift doesn't just change how you view the world, it changes how you show up in it. When you choose to focus on the lessons and opportunities in every situation, you radiate confidence, positivity, and resilience. Others will begin to see you as someone who is strong, someone who has been through challenges and emerged stronger because of them. This shift in perspective doesn't just change your mind, it changes your life. When you make the choice to shift your perspective, you unlock the ability to live your life with purpose and intention. No matter what happens around you, you are the one who holds the power to create your own reality. The moment you realize this, everything changes. You stop looking for validation from others and start recognizing that the only validation you need is your own. When life seems to be standing still, when you feel like you're stuck in a cycle of waiting and hoping, it's easy to lose faith and feel disheartened. But here's the hard truth. Nothing will change unless you make it happen. Waiting for things to magically improve is not the answer. The key to breaking free from stagnation and creating real transformation in your life is simple, though not always easy. Take massive action. There's a saying that action speaks louder than words. And it's one of the most powerful truths you can apply to your life. Thinking about change or planning for it won't create results. Dreaming of the life you want won't bring it to you. It's only through consistent, intentional action that you can turn your dreams into reality. Every moment you hesitate, every second you spend overthinking or doubting yourself, you're postponing your own success. The only thing that will get you closer to where you want to be is taking bold, massive action. Right now, it's easy to stay comfortable in the familiar even when it's no longer serving you. The fear of failure, the discomfort of change, the uncertainty of the unknown, all of these things can paralyze you if you let them. But consider this, the fear you're holding on to is often more powerful than the action that could lead to your success. If you can push through the initial resistance, if you can find the courage to step into the unknown, you'll find that every action you take brings you closer to the person you want to become. Taking massive action is about moving beyond your comfort zone. It's not just about doing what you already know or taking small steps. It's about making moves that feel intimidating, challenging, and sometimes even overwhelming. It's about doing what you know you need to do, not just what you feel like doing. When you push past the fear and take the first step, you create momentum. And momentum is one of the most powerful forces for change. Once you get going, you'll find that each step you take builds upon the last, and soon you'll be moving forward faster than you ever imagined. One of the hardest things to do when you're working toward a goal is to overcome the fear of failure. The idea of making a mistake or of things not going the way you want them to can stop you in your tracks. But here's the thing, failure is not the end, it's part of the process. Every successful person has faced setbacks, mistakes, and challenges. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is their willingness to keep moving forward despite the obstacles. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the fear to subside. It will never completely go away. Instead, take action anyway. Each time you act, you reduce the power of fear over you. You may not have all the answers right now. You may not know every step to take, but that's okay. Massive action is about progress, not perfection. The key is to keep going, even when the path ahead isn't entirely clear. Action creates clarity. The more you do, the more you learn, and the more you grow. Each action, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. The road may not always be smooth, but it's the only road that leads to your dreams. Taking massive action is also about embracing discipline and consistency. It's not enough to act once and expect results. Success comes from consistently showing up and putting in the work day after day. Consistency is what turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary results. This is where many people fail. They start strong but then lose steam when they don't see immediate results. The truth is, results, they take persistence, but if you continue to act, even when the progress seems slow, you'll start to see breakthroughs that will propel you forward. Don't let yourself be consumed by indecision. Don't get stuck in the cycle of overthinking or worrying about what could go wrong. Indecision is the killer of progress, and it will keep you from moving toward the life you want. The moment you decide to take massive action, you make the choice to move beyond the doubts, the what-ifs, and the fear of failure. You decide to step into the person you want to become, regardless of what stands in your way. Massive action doesn't just involve big, bold steps. It also involves small, focused actions that accumulate over time. It's the daily decisions, the small choices, the consistent efforts that lead to massive change. Whether it's waking up an hour earlier to work on your goals, or making one extra call a day to move your career forward, every small action adds up. Success isn't made in one grand gesture, it's built in the small, everyday decisions you make to push yourself further. One of the most empowering aspects of taking massive action is realizing that you control your destiny. No one else can live your life for you, and no one else can make the decisions you need to make in order to create the future you desire. The power is in your hands. Every time you take action, you reinforce that power and remind yourself that you are the one in charge of your own success. It's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment, for the perfect opportunity, or for the perfect plan. The truth is, there is no perfect time. There is only now. The best time to take action is always right now. You don't need all the answers. You don't need to feel 100% confident. You simply need to take that first step. Once you start, you'll build the momentum you need to keep going. Your future is waiting, and it's up to you to take the actions that will make it a reality. If you want change in your life, if you want growth, success, and fulfillment, it's time to stop thinking about what could be and start making it happen. Massive action is your ticket to the life you want. Take that first step, then keep going. The life of your dreams is just one decision away. When you've been hurt by someone you trusted, it can feel like your entire world is crashing down. The betrayal, the neglect, the indifference, it stings in ways words can't even express. You may feel like you've lost a piece of yourself in the process, as if his disregard for your worth has erased the person you once were. But here's the truth. You can reclaim your power, and the first step in that process is focusing on self-love. Self-love is not a buzzword or a fleeting concept. It's the foundation of who you are, the very essence that allows you to stand tall despite the challenges life throws at you. When you realize that no one can define your worth except you, you begin to understand that no relationship, no matter how painful, can take that away from you. You are enough as you are, with or without him. This is not just about feeling better temporarily, but about healing from the inside out and rediscovering the strength that's always been there. The road to healing starts when you prioritize yourself. For too long, you've poured your heart, your energy, your time into someone who didn't give it back. You've been giving and giving only to find that he's been taking and taking, leaving you feeling drained, depleted, and unappreciated. It's time to flip the script. The moment you choose to pour that energy back into yourself is the moment you begin to shift your life. Invest in your own well-being, in your passions, in your happiness. Self-love is not selfish, it's necessary. The more you nurture yourself, the more you can heal, and the more you can build the life you truly deserve. Self-love means not just pampering yourself with bubble baths and sweet affirmations, though those things are lovely. It's about taking responsibility for your emotional health. It's about being honest with yourself and acknowledging that in order to move forward, you need to take care of your mind, body, and spirit. Start by accepting the pain. It's okay to hurt. It's okay to grieve the loss, but don't stay there. Don't let the hurt define you. Allow yourself the space to heal, but then choose to rise again. This is your moment to reconnect with the person you were before the pain set in. Every time you feel the temptation to turn back to him, remember why you decided to walk away in the first place. Ask yourself, does he value me? Does he treat me the way I deserve to be treated? The answers are likely clear, and it's in those moments that you must remind yourself of your worth. Focus on the things that bring you joy, the things that remind you of who you truly are, not who he wanted you to be. Rediscover your passions, your goals, your dreams that may have been pushed aside. Reclaim the parts of yourself that you lost in trying to make the relationship work. This is about rediscovering the person who is whole, strong, and capable without needing anyone else to validate it You may have been taught that self-love is about being happy all the time, but the truth is, self-love is about being compassionate with yourself during the hard moments. When you feel like you've made a mistake or when the sadness creeps back in, it's about accepting those emotions, not beating yourself up for having them. Self-love doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It means accepting yourself completely, flaws and all. The only expectation you need to live up to is being your authentic self. Part of self-love is setting boundaries, and this is where you take back your power. It's about drawing a line and saying, I won't accept anything less than respect. He may have treated you poorly, but that doesn't mean you have to tolerate it any longer. Setting boundaries is not about punishing anyone. It's about protecting your heart, your peace, and your energy. It's about learning to say no to things that no longer serve you and saying yes to yourself. Your boundaries are a reflection of how much you value yourself, and the more you practice self-love, the easier it becomes to enforce those boundaries. Self-love also means embracing your independence. It's about standing on your own 2 feet and realizing that you don't need anyone else to complete you. You are whole just as you are. This is one of the most empowering truths you can accept. By focusing on yourself, you not only heal, but also grow into the person you are meant to be. Embrace your own company, and you'll find that the more you enjoy your own presence, the less you'll need anyone else to fill the void. The void you feel is not meant to be filled by someone who doesn't appreciate you. It's meant to be filled with your own love and acceptance. As you focus on self-love, you may experience moments of doubt. You may wonder if you'll ever truly get over the hurt, if you'll ever find someone who treats you the way you deserve. But the truth is, you are already whole. The love you've been seeking outside of yourself has always been inside you. It's time to turn inward, to heal, and to remember that you have the power to create the life you deserve. You don't need his validation. You need to validate yourself. You are worthy of love, respect, and joy. Every step you take toward loving yourself is a step toward building the life you've always dreamed of. This journey of self-love is not about finding someone else. It's about finding and embracing the most important relationship of all, the one you have with yourself. When you fully commit to self-love, you will not only heal from past wounds, but you will become the kind of person who attracts love that is genuine, respectful, and full of joy. The power to heal, to grow, and to thrive is already within you. All it takes is the decision to prioritize yourself. When you've given your all to someone who no longer values you, it can feel like your heart is sinking deeper with every interaction. You may find yourself stuck in a cycle of waiting for a text, a call, or an acknowledgement that he truly cares. But here's the reality you need to face. Cutting off the emotional supply is the only way to reclaim your power. This isn't just about stopping communication. It's about putting an end to the emotional drain that leaves you feeling depleted and lost. The longer you stay emotionally attached to someone who doesn't value you, the longer you delay your healing. Ask yourself, why are you continuously offering pieces of yourself to someone who isn't interested in reciprocating? When you give emotionally to someone who isn't giving back, you're simply feeding into a toxic cycle. Every text you send, every moment you spend hoping he'll come around only reinforces the power he has over you. The moment you stop waiting for him to change or recognize your worth, you begin to take back control of your own life. The truth is, cutting off emotional supply doesn't just mean halting communication. It means making a conscious choice to stop pouring your energy into someone who isn't pouring into you. It's about setting healthy boundaries that protect your mental and emotional well-being. When he doesn't value you, when he disregards your feelings, it's time to step back. This means no more endlessly texting, checking his social media, or replaying every interaction in your mind. Every time you reach out to him and don't get the response you deserve, you are sending a message to yourself that you're not enough. You need to stop telling yourself that his indifference is okay, because it's not. Your time and energy are precious, and when you give them to someone who isn't valuing them, you're essentially allowing him to take something from you. Emotional detachment is about recognizing your worth and saying, I deserve more than this. You're not asking for his attention anymore. You're choosing to give that attention to yourself. Every time you stop yourself from reaching out, every time you resist the temptation to keep that emotional supply open, you are proving to yourself that you are worth more than waiting around for someone who doesn't see your value. It's not easy, especially when the emotional attachment has been built over time, but cutting off the emotional supply is a form of self-respect. You can't keep feeding the fire of someone who isn't trying to put it out with the same intensity. The only way to break the cycle of emotional dependency is to stop engaging with the source of the problem. When you don't get the attention, affection, or love that you deserve, continuing to give your emotional energy only hurts you more. And here's the hardest part. You can't rely on him to validate your worth. Too often we place our sense of self-worth in someone else's hands, waiting for him to show us love, appreciation, and care. But true strength comes when you decide that you no longer need him to confirm that you matter. You matter because you are you. You don't need him to acknowledge that. You need to recognize your own value and stop giving it away to someone who doesn't respect you. Detaching emotionally is about taking back that validation and making yourself the priority in your own life. When you take this step, it might feel like you're losing something, but the truth is, you're actually gaining freedom. You're no longer bound by the need for his approval or attention. You are free to rediscover who you are without his shadow hanging over you. The space that opens up when you cut off the emotional supply is the space where your true healing can begin. This space is where you can rediscover your passions, your goals, and your strength. It's where you'll find the time to focus on the things that truly matter to you, not the things that are draining you. It's crucial to understand that cutting off the emotional supply is a necessary act of self-care. Just as you would protect your physical health by avoiding harmful substances, you need to protect your emotional health by distancing yourself from someone who is contributing to your emotional exhaustion. Every moment you allow him to stay emotionally connected to you, you are keeping yourself tethered to a situation that is only hurting you. It's time to break free from that toxic connection and make a commitment to your own healing. This is a process, and it won't be easy at first. The temptation to go back to him will arise. The hope that he'll change or suddenly realize what he's lost will try to pull you back. But remember, when you detach emotionally, you are choosing yourself over a relationship that doesn't serve you. Your peace of mind, your self-worth, and your future are worth so much more than keeping yourself in a situation that constantly drains you. So what happens next? The emotional supply is cut off, and you begin to refocus your energy on yourself. You start to rebuild, to heal, and to grow. The more you detach, the stronger you become. It's like releasing an anchor that has been holding you back from moving forward. As you let go, you'll feel lighter, more energized, and more in control of your life. You'll start to see opportunities and experiences that are aligned with who you truly are, not who he wanted you to be. Cutting off the emotional supply is your first step toward reclaiming your life. It's not a punishment for him. It's a powerful declaration of self-respect and self-love. You deserve someone who sees your value, not someone who takes it for granted. Let go, move forward, and step into the freedom that comes with putting yourself first.